Welcome back in, everybody, to the second series of the day. VP in that first game, it was a complete stomping, and there's no polite way to put it. 26-6, and VP never looked like they were going to slow down. And you say you're Navi, they needed to keep the aggression up, they needed to keep the pressure on VP. And VP, if that's pressure, VP are looking forward to the second game because they felt absolutely no sweat in that first game of the series.
Yep, they have. I'm just gonna assume that what Navi have been playing in the DPC has worked for them somewhat in scrims.
Yeah.
Because they've played the same type of gameplay every single time, and very rarely has it worked at all. Right? If a team comes prepared with an idea of how they want to play against Navi, they win 100%. Navi, they pushed back on some of the better teams. They even won a game off of Team Spirit. But I think that's because Team Spirit came in, let's try this out. Let's do it this way. Let's delay the game and try it in the late game. And then Navi can thrive. But
yeah,
if you recognize what they want to do, how they want to farm, how VTune doesn't really want to get involved early and can punish it, I think Navi don't have much chance. But I'm hoping they change it now. It's try to win the series if you're Navi. If you do, then against Amiga, and you're not gonna go into tiebreakers, so you still have the power in you to not get relegated, to not even get into the tiebreakers if you play this correctly.
Yeah, at the minute it is still in Navi's hands. They don't have to rely on anyone else.
Yes.
And Virtus.pro, you can see that they ban out the Ricky again. It's just going to be a standard ban up against Navi. Even other teams, if they do want to draft this Ricky, it seems like, Navi, a lot of the early power in the DPC did revolve around being able to get this Ricky when it was still a quite unknown quantity how strong this hero is.
Especially for them. But, even in the first vlogs of Team Spirit during the DPC, Mira mentioned Sweden's strong in his wiki, so teams have already scrimmed against it. They knew how powerful it is. First off, they thought they could win against it, then they're like, we're not even gonna try, we're just gonna crush you.
Yeah, Navi, they see the Nature's Prophet come out, they immediately go for the Lycan. We saw in the last game, the bans coming out. Virtus.pro, when it got to that second phase, they were taking out the Beastmaster, they were taking out the Lycan, they were taking out these Zoo heroes. And Navi this time at least get that Lycan on the board before the bans can come through.
I like the Lycan, and I like the Hoodwink. What they're trying to do here on Navi is, first of all, have the ability to push out the lanes without much committal. Lycan is great for that. The second thing is have burst damage so that if you do catch someone, that you can kill him. So let's say you catch the Nature's Prophet on one side of the map, you kill him fast enough before his team can respond, or before his team can go for a push of their own. If you remember the last lineup that the Virtus.pro had, even if one of their heroes gets caught, they use the other ones to push down towers. So if you kill that hero fast enough, you can respond to something like that as well. So I like it. I think Navi, they have made a nice change. So that doesn't mean that the Virtus.pro are still going to be going for 3 heroes that push. They might change their lineup completely.
10 seconds remaining.
The Clockwork being able to get in, I mean, even if the Shapeshift's coming out from the Lycan, if the Clockwork gets a clear line of sight, can get that hook off and trap the wolf in the cogs. The Virtus.pro, the plan coming out here, they might just be able to sit outside of these cogs and really burst this hero down. So it's it's even being run in some regions as a safe lane hero. But this Lycan, I'm interested to see where Navi are going to be playing it. Whether they do want to run it in that off lane, just let it take control of that lane, or if they want to get aggressive with it and maybe try and chase down heroes when he hits that level 6, when he has that Helm of the Overlord and the Shapeshift can come out.
For some reason, in my mind, I have a VTune Lycan. I know it hasn't happened like any time recently, but I feel like in the past he did play it. Though still, I would. If I'd had to put my money on it, I'd say it's Lay's gonna be this Lycan for sure.
Yeah, and we can see the Pango, the Enchantress gets banned out as well. Maybe they do go for the Beastmaster. I suppose the Enchantress is good against being able to take one of the wolves away from the Lycan. You do throw out a lot of harass. You've got the heals from the Nature's Attendants as well. So Navi just want to take that out anyway, I guess.
Yeah, seems like it. I mean, it is good against the Lycan, as you mentioned. You could be sending the Enchantress versus the Lycan, and it can be quite annoying. Plus, later on in the game, there are a lot of supports that have low HP that the Lycan just eats through. The Enchantress is untouchable, literally. So it's It's not something you want to be dealing with at any point in the game, really.
No. So Navi looking for the next set of bans. Yeah, taking away the Pango as well. Really nice hero, can just get around it. Disrupts the wolf chase down in that shapeshift form. You know, just being able to throw the Rolling Thunder. Bloodseeker as well. If you get the rupture off onto the Lycan, he just has to sit, stay, wait, and no treats for the doggy.
Yeah, not any good ones at least. But yeah, the Bloodseeker, not only because of that, but he's a very high armor hero that doesn't care trading early on with the Lycan. A lot of heroes don't want to trade when there's 2 wolves biting on you, but the Bloodseeker doesn't care. With the sustain of his own, he wins that lane, and he wins it quite heavily. Plus, he's very good at CSing, which is pretty important against the Lycan and the wolves.
Yeah, so VP, it's gonna be the CM.
So they are going for aggression against the Lycan. They want on level 2, 3 to crush him. Lycan is very weak, level 1 and 2. Very, very weak, especially even level 3 he can be weak until he gets the Helm of the Iron Will. Yeah. He doesn't have the enough armor or regen to really keep himself alive. So Virtus.pro are gonna be gunning for that part of the laning phase, it seems like.
Yeah, and do you then want to be putting with the Crystal Maiden coming out as well? Lesh. But yeah, with the Crystal Maiden coming out, do you want to put the Prophet in the same lane? Or do you want something that has a little bit more burst damage as a carry to try and deal with this Lycan?
I'd be okay with an offlane Prophet in this game, to be honest. But you still haven't seen all of Navi's heroes. Virtus.pro once again do have the last pick. So I'm assuming they're going to pick up their mid laner, especially because they know which the counterpart is, and it's the Lesh. So something that provides burst. Is there something like it from the mid laners that's there? The Tusk was banned, Tiny was banned by them. Not sure if there's anything left.
Mind seeing, okay, Sven comes out. I wouldn't mind seeing the OD for Virtus.pro. Just being able to, because you know, as soon as that lightning comes out, you just throw the Astral Imprisonment either on yourself or onto the Lesh. You take away, if you can get the Astral Imprisonment off onto the Lesh, take away a lot of his mana when he wants the lightning to try and find like the last hits onto the creeps, even in the fights. You know, especially on the Sven as well. If you can get the Astral out onto the Sven, onto the Lesh, take them out of these fights for a decent amount of time. It wastes time from the God Strength. You know, it wastes time from the Lesh trying to chase down with the Pulse Nova as well as the Edict. And OD being able to take the intelligence away from them and turn it on their favor. But they go for the Pudge for now for Virtus.pro.
So it is going to be a carry Pudge. I was thinking, do they maybe pick up a Slark? You know, Lesh was a great hero if you want to play the Sven, but the Slark does not come out. So probably because of the Lesh, they were thinking about it. But they go for the Pudge. We've already seen the strength of the CM and the Pudge early on. Of course, later on down the line, they started losing that lane, but it shouldn't really have happened. It was their mistake. I think it was Hoodwink and the what do you call it, Beastmaster, right? So it's kind of a similar lane that Virtus.pro are going to be going up against, but I think that still this lane of the CM Pudge crushes the Hoodwink plus any of these Zoo heroes. So it's quite nice, though. You know, Sven with the God Strength actually does pretty well against the Pudge.
Yeah, and the only reason that Afterlife, you know, did so well in that lane, it was because, you know, every time the hook came up from the Pudge, he dropped a ball or he dropped something in front. You know, he made sure that there wasn't a clear line of sight for the hook, and there was several opportunities for the Pudge. If he'd have had that hook shot, would have got the kill. Not the hook shot, excuse me, but you know, the hook onto the Beastmaster would have got the kill onto the Beastmaster. And yeah, so there was really good placement there from Afterlife, and we'll see if Navi, if Lays, if it is going to be that offlane Lycan, can he play around something similar with those wolves?
They're banning out the Ursa, though a support Sven in this game really wouldn't make much sense, because physical damage of Virtus.pro is very limited, so it's not like the Warcry would be that good of a spell. Stun is always nice, but it's not ideal. What I don't like from Navi is they don't have any way to help the Sven be even more mobile. You know, usually we're looking Centaurs, Darkseers, something that's gonna allow him to get the kill and go for the next one as well. Now it's just not easy, and you're playing against the cogs, so it's not it's not gonna be the easiest thing for a Sven to get the damage in.
Yeah, and again, I'm just looking at the side of Virtus.pro that even with the similar to the Ursa, but the Ursa has that enrage to cut the control time is short. You know, Sven, once that BKB is down, or before he even gets that BKB, you have the Sprout, you have the hook shot with the battery sword, the Frostbite coming out, the hook on the Pudge with the Dismember. There's a lot of control, and Sven, if there's one thing that... Okay, it is going to be the support Sven, because the Drow Ranger comes out, yeah, so position 5, Sven?
Yes, it's a position 5, Sven. I think we've seen it before. I don't know if we've seen it from Navi particularly, but you know, you don't have the Tusk, you don't have the Clockwork. Those are probably the best position 5s to lane with you. You don't have the Ricky either, and then you get the Sven. Also, you maybe force the enemies into some bad bans. They don't. They ban out the carries. But the Drow Ranger is actually quite good. You know, she can deal with the waves with the shard. Mm-hmm. The supports are very much susceptible to getting silenced and brought down. So I like it. I think it's actually quite nice here for Navi.
Yeah, and Virtus.pro, it's going to be...
Choose your hero.
Whoa, a mid lane coddle. Let's go. Let's go here. This is amazing, actually, because you were lacking burst, right? Mm-hmm. And now you don't lack burst any longer. We talked about Virtus.pro and their ability to push in the waves previous match and Navi not being able to respond. Now Virtus.pro have even, maybe not even more pushing in the lanes, but without much committal they can do it. But the thing is that Navi have something to respond with. All of their heroes are pretty decent at dealing with the lanes, and they have some tower push as well. So it's not as powerful as in the previous game.
Yeah, and we've seen, or at least I've seen, I don't know if anyone else has been watching it, but the Western European region NGX, Sumail on this Kotl, he's played it in the past... I think it was just this week, you know, I think it's something they pulled out the bag. It kept NGX from getting relegated. Sumail looked absolutely amazing on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it can work really. And, you know, you have the Nature's Prophet to deal with towers. You have really strong lanes. It's not a bad draft from Virtus.pro, but I think that Navi definitely have more chances in this game than they had in the previous one.
Yeah, and looking through this, you know, are you going for VP again?
I don't know. I'm gonna go for Navi here.
Okay, well, we are going to be taking a quick word from our sponsors before we're going to insert into this second game. So here it is from EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be back in VP. Yeah. I just you know, they have that momentum. They have the with the Pudge coming into this as well, not easily burst down, even with Drow. If you can get on top, which the Pudge wants to do, I assume there's going to be a Blink Dagger coming out, even just getting a good hook onto the Drow Ranger, being able to drag her in, get that Dismember off. It's so much power you take away from the Drow Ranger just being stood next to her. So I'm looking at VP. They looked cleaner in that last game as well, just to be able to execute a little bit better coming into this series, into this second game.
The thing about VP, it's a little bit harder to execute this lineup that they're playing right now. It's a lot of speed is necessary, right? And I haven't necessarily seen them play an exact lineup like this. So I think, you know, there could be some mistakes, and Navi, when you look at their lineup, they can utilize those mistakes. They can take towers with a Lycan, they can split push, they can be annoying themselves, and they can create enough space for VTune. Plus, you know, they I think they really know what they're doing in the safe lane, and that could be a problem for Virtus.pro. I think Navi could win the safe lane quite a lot, and a very strong Drow Ranger can be a problem in this game for every single hero of Virtus.pro.
Yeah, and we'll have to see as we get ourselves into this game. The runes are going to be starting to come up as well. The wolves scouting around from the Lycan, just around the map to see what they can see. There was a 4-man smoke rotation, but nobody from the side of VP came up to the high ground. So this Radiant high ground where the train is now was being scouted out. And yeah, Navi, they were looking for something but weren't able to find a kill because VP just stuck together, not sure where everyone else was, and didn't really try to contest into this. Tukalis could be in some trouble, though. Being chased down, Lays wants to come in. There's nothing being picked up by Swedenstrong, so try and contest it onto this rune, but there's going to be the Acorn shot. Tukalis taking a lot of damage here. Krilliat, he's taking that hook, maybe looking for the angle on it, but Lays will already be away.
That we are, you and me are watching the game. though
Oh.
it seems like it
Have we
is
not shifted over?
it is a radio cast, so production will probably do it. But the lanes are already starting. Yeah, there were already some fights on the bounty runes there. In the end, no one really lost their life, but it was the Keeper of the Light that lost some of his HP.
Yeah, and I mean, if you are contesting into this Lesh as the Keeper of the Light, how much are you going to be invested into just keeping yourself alive, you know, getting that regen out? Because Squadix, again, not really a mobile hero, so if he does get caught in this lightning, he's open to taking a lot of damage.
I mean, the Keeper of the Light can't die in this lane. There's no way. So his Squadix is gonna be fine. The Keeper of the Light is just way too fast to be in any kind of trouble. And the potential for gank, I mean, it is there, but it is gonna be quite apparent when the heroes are moving. Especially, let's say, Sweden Strong. If Sweden Strong moves, Lace he's immediately dead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we will keep an eye to see how Squadix wants to do, but top lane, you know, you can see that Cyrus coming in with the battery assault, going to be taking a lot of damage. Even Marley just standing with the right clicks. With barely any items, this Sven doing 66 damage, so Cyrus has to be careful about how far forward he comes. Noticed, putting some pressure out as well, but Cyrus, what can they actually do in this lane? Krilliat, they get the lockdown, and Krilliat gets the kill into the laser in the bottom lane.
This is one thing that is a problem. That is a real big problem, that bottom lane. And I don't think that VP are gonna drop the ball there halfway through, as Namiga did.
Yeah, and top lane, they even get the aggression coming out, and noticed, able to set up, and Marty gets separated with the battery assault coming through from the clockwork. They were able to get another kill, and Sven just again caught out of position and killed off.
This is the thing, in this top lane, Navi, they need to be together all the time. But as a Sven, you're thinking, I want to give my Drow as much experience as I can, and it just ends up not working for you.
Nicky Cool, he turned to get a last hit or do some damage to the creep. He was on pace to get that rune, but because he turned back to get the damage onto the creep, Cyrus steals the rune. And that puts him at the disadvantage. The bottom lane, the hook comes in onto Sweden Strong, but the mid lane, yeah, Squadix, he's able to force this underneath the tier 1 tower.
One thing that makes the Keeper of the Light just not nearly as strong as he used to be is that there's no more small camps. He used to farm both the small camps in the mid lane. Now you don't have the ability to do so, so obviously he's not going to be getting an overwhelming amount of DS, and we are seeing that some camps are blocked.
Yeah, I love that. The two medium camps being blocked by the side of Navi, so he can't get that extra quick farm out. Meanwhile, back in the top lane again, Marty taking harass. He has to use that war cry to get himself away, which he is going to be more than likely maxing out, because again, it's the position 5 Sven. So that great cleave, probably not going to be seeing all that great in this game.
I'm pretty sure we're not going to see that one, unless the game is going really badly and he thinks it's going to help him push out the waves. Yeah, it's not going to be a spell that we see.
So, do you just go for stats in that? You know, you max out onto the Stormhammer, the Warcry, just go for stats?
Yeah, usually you do that. That's how it works. So the question is, will you even get to a point, right? You need to be level 11. We're probably gonna be going for the talent, right? And then on level 11 we will find out.
Okay. Well, we will see how he plays it here. Bottom lane, you can see that Hitakalis, he's looking for something. He's looking to set up with Krilliat. He's not bothered about coming forward and taking some harass out, because he's got that ring of health. He's got the regen coming through, getting close towards the Vanguard there as well. Only going to be about 500, 600 gold off. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, Squadix just continues to push this one out. The medium camp at the top of the high ground has been dewatered as well, so at least he can get some of the Illuminate Blast through that to find some extra farm.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna help. It is something that you need. The Lash is no pushover either. I just don't see this Keeper of Light having like a big advantage in terms of network. Something that we got used to in you know, what was it, a year ago when he was played a lot.
Yeah. Bottom lane, no, there's going to be the chase down. Can he get the hook off here? He actually misses it off. So Krilliat not able to get the drag back onto and put the leash onto the Lycan.
Frozen out.
Yeah, Lycan is going to be fine. And actually, you know, even with that early death, the Lycan is doing quite okay with himself in this lane. The lane will again is going to be pushing towards him, and he just needs to be careful not to die now.
Yeah, I mean, there is going to be the Frostbite. Krillyak walking up to him, just going to be able to run him down with the rot, and this time the hook will land. So Lays, one more right click with Krillyak.
Okay.
Doesn't confirm the kill, and the Crystal Nova won't connect onto Lays there either. It's a lot of punishment for the Pudge. I know he's doing all right here, getting close. He's got himself a couple of tangos being passed over from Dakawas, but again, one more right click, a second longer in the rot, probably gets the kill onto Lays.
That is a perfect situation for Navi, actually, for the Pudge to get a little bit lower. Because overall, you don't want to get close to those creeps at that time, because you know that is the time where you can die and the creeps are coming your way. He makes a mistake, but in the end, it ended up going perfectly for Navi, actually.
Yeah, and Pudge? Oh, okay. So Pudge had his courier at the other shop, works up to the secret shop, and just doesn't get in range before he buys the Vanguard. So he had to sell it on the courier to get the item to complete the Vanguard on his side. I was just wondering where his gold went, but yeah, no, there was that courier on the side. Now the chase down. They're going to be able to get on top of the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden Bushwhack comes out, Split Earth, and they complete the kill. Nicky Cool picking that one up. But it does mean that this means that Squad X is free to rotate in the smoke form with the Arcane Rune as well. And Mardy, the cogs, it doesn't trap him in. Mardy might be able to get out. The Illuminate Blast does come through. It's going to be a lot of damage, but again, with this Arcane Rune going, Mardy's going to be chased down, and the Illuminate Blast. Squad X finds that kill, 3 points into that. Easy kill onto the Sven in the top lane. So a 5 for a 5.
That's so much damage there being done to him. It's just insane. And with these rotations from Squad X, it should be an easy tower. Drow Ranger isn't really a hero that defends it, and this is a problem for V2. Drow wants a long laning stage, and this is why Sven was trying to give him a little bit of space there for the experience, but just not successfully.
Mid lane, the Light Blast comes out here from the Keeper of Light, just blows him right back into the Illuminate, and that's an easy kill there for Squad X on Nicky Cool.
Navi needs time for levels. They really need time. They need to delay this somehow to get level 6s, especially on the Hoodwink, to make sure that she can kill this this Keeper of Light. Squad X has to die. If this continues, he's just gonna destroy them. And when you look at the supports of Virtus.pro, especially the Crystal Maiden, they have perfect ones to complement the Keeper if this continues.
Yeah, and they're going to go for even more here. Malady trying to run himself away, but there's going to be the Rocket Flare to scout out again, the Blinding Light into the Illuminate Blast. And Malady just going to be chased down. Sayush, can he get in range of the Battery Soul? He can, but it doesn't proc a second time. Stormhammer comes out, and now Nicky Cool, the cogs are going to be dropped. Trying to run himself away, he will still go down. Nicky Cool picks up that kill, so Sayush going a little bit too far there, but he does still put the Fear of God into the Sven.
The only reason why they got that clock kill is because Sven had the boots in the backpack, so it seemed like they were gonna kill him because he was so slow, right? If he had them in his inventory from the get-go, they wouldn't even be chasing him that one. So, you know, a little bit of luck there for Navi, and the Clockwork overextends because of it.
And while that's going on, I mean, we just saw Lays having to move into the jungle because 1v1 against the Pudge. Pudge level 6 now. He's going to be... Okay, it's just going to be on the Synthesator. Sees the really nice ward on the cliff to see the rotation in, but doesn't hit the Lycan, hits the creep. But yeah, the Lycan trying to contest 1v1 against the Pudge. The Pudge is just saying, you're a melee hero, you have to run into my rot, you know, come into my web, and I'll slowly burn you down.
For now, Navi, we're trying to make something happen on the top lane. Not gonna be giving them much. Sven and the Lash are actually quite good at killing people. If they can stun the Keeper once, they're probably gonna be able to take him down. The Squad X is way too fast, you know. It's gonna be very weird if he steps out of line.
Sayush though could be in trouble. There's gonna be the gust, the damage as well. And yeah, okay, they get the kill onto Sayush, and the Pudge just continues to get the free farm on the bottom lane. Lays not coming in to contest this. In fact, with the Crystal Maiden, Lays, he's going to be seen again. Pudge this time. Does he have the angle? He has the vision, but he doesn't want to throw it out. Those wolves point blank right in front, and the hook comes out while he connects onto the wolf. And not the wolf that he wanted now, because this shapeshift comes out. Vilya, Stormhammer, 3 heroes, 4 heroes grouping up around this Pudge. And the Pudge, he's even going to try and go with the rot, turn himself around, but the damage, even with the Dismember. They get the kill onto Malady, but he will eventually take down the Pudge.
Oh man, that damage from the Keeper of Light. Come on. The Sven, he was almost full HP and he just gets destroyed. Yeah, you're going down, Pudge, but let's kill this guy. And usually you don't expect that kind of a burst to come through, but it does. And Squad X continues to do well in this lane. This last big Keeper of Light is doing so well for now.
Yeah, Sweden strong. He gets his deny onto the rune. It's actually not going to cost him his life. What level is Sayush? Level 4? Okay, so no hookshot just yet for the clockwork.
So I like Krilat is pretty much playing a lifestealer in the bottom lane. You know, he is not allowing the tower to fall. He's just making sure that the Lycan cannot respawn. And this is so big because Virtus.pro, you know, Pudge is this hero that wants to farm. And if he cannot get him away from the bottom lane and not get that tower, a lot of things are a problem for you. One, your Lycan is not doing anything. Two, the enemy carry is farming. And three, there's nothing you can do about it. So Navi, they're gonna try to break the status quo with the smoke to the top lane, but now it's just way too easy to read with no one being on bot.
Yeah, the Illuminate Blast in the mid lane as well, pushing out the wave. SquadX knows he's not in danger. And I think they're on the minimap. Sayush broke the smoke, so at least 2 heroes. The hookshot doesn't connect. Oh, that ward though on the high ground. V-Tune able to move himself away. Yeah, Sayush not able to get... He's going to be able to get the ward off, but not able to get the lockdown onto the Drow and get that kill.
Look at the Virtus.pro supports. They're just so cocky here. You can't do it. They should be punished for it, but you just don't know where they are if you're Navi, and then you need to be careful about it. Still, you know, delaying. At some point, you'll get the items to get on top of the Keeper of the Light, but the timing of Virtus.pro is coming up much earlier. Navi, they should be afraid of it.
And that's one of the things that Nicky Cool, I think the Illuminate just stopped a little bit short there on Nicky Cool. And he doesn't take the damage for it because with that, the Solar Bind, as well as the Spirit Vessel on top of him, that could have been a death on the ledge if the Illuminate does connect.
He dies. Actually, that's the scary thing. He would have died if that does connect. And, you know, he was barely off the mark. So he's definitely going to be sweating there.
Well, the hook comes in. Kriliak just trying to get some farm, but Sweden strong, moving down. Bushwhack's going to connect, but he's a big tanky boy here. 1600 health. He's got himself the Vanguard. He's got himself 7 armor. Even going to be able to use the Flesh Heap active if he needs it, and he won't be contested at all. But talking about this Lycan, you talked about trying to go onto the, you know, punishing the supports for the side of VP. In fact, the supports for VP might be punishing the side of Navi. Even V-Tune stepping up the hookshot. It connects. They're going to be able to get themselves onto Malady now as well. Where's that Illuminate Blast? Is going to clean right through Malady, and he goes down easy. Lycan in that dog form, but he's just going to be again leashed up by the Pudge. Sharpshooter doesn't connect. Sayush gets taken down by Sweden strong, and Kriliak at least will lays. There's going to be the chase onto Kriliak. No, the Bushwhack, though, it stops SquadX with the TP away. They just get the vision. SquadX, can he survive through this? The Illuminate from himself will heal him up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not only this, Nicky Cool, while all this was happening, he went to the mid lane. Now he does a lot of damage to that mid lane tower. He kills the Nature's Prophet and he forces the Pudge. Finally, Pudge is out of the bottom lane. That opens up the tower for Navi. But no, Virtus.pro, they're coming over again.
They want to go for it, yes. Sayush, though, he's going to be bushwhacked to a tree just as he TPs in. He doesn't have that hookshot for the next 12 seconds, so he just says, you know what? You get away. I've got better things to do, as he does use that shovel to dig up, I'm assuming the healing salve or the mango, you know, something like that.
Well, or his own grave, you know, doesn't matter. No, but the Navi are doing quite well in this game, I have to say. For a moment there, it looked like the Keeper of the Light was just going to crush them. But they have been able to keep themselves, you know, eyes on the prize. We know what we need to do. We need to create space so that the Lycan or the Lesh can go and push their towers. And by doing it over and over again, they finally force Virtus.pro into a bad fight.
True. And I mean, the big power spec, I was saying it before the fight broke out, and it did actually happen, but Lays so far hasn't been able to, before that fight, being able to punish the 2 supports, who, like you say, are getting incredibly aggressive, rotating around with SquadX. And the Wolf, he's huffed and he's puffed. Before that fight, though, he wasn't able to blow either support down. And now, he's, you know, he's still going to be going towards the Helm of the Overlord, so he's still going to be controlled by the Bastion Soul if he tries to chase down the Frostbite as well from Decalis. So before that BKB is out, there's still ways to stop the Lycan and get him to stop, you know, chasing the heroes, trying to go for those kills.
Oh, for sure. So, Virtus.pro, they only have a 1k gold lead, even sub that one. Their timing is, of course, still coming with an Aghanims on the Pudge, but their towers are starting to take some damage, and that is the most important thing for Navi. If they are doing some damage to the towers, then they are the ones that have some info on what is going on in the map, and that is very important.
Yeah, and you can see the Crystal Maiden now as well. Going to be able to use the Frostbite, 3 points into that to help Squad X just push out this bottom lane. And oh, he might have found out the clockwork. Actually, the Bushwhack does come through. It's going to be split earth into the Sharpshooter. So Nicky Cool, he gets the kill there. Really nice one up against the clockwork, who just this time was punished for being so far out of position away from the rest of his team.
While this was happening, there was a little cool interaction there. So Krillat found the illusion rune, and he was sending one to block the ancients for V-Tune. For a Drow Ranger, the ancients are like your lifeline. If they get blocked even once, you know that you're losing so much. And V-Tune and Malady, they're like using all the spells to make sure that the illusion dies and that it doesn't block the camp. So it was quite nice, and they do manage to do it in the end.
Yeah, mid lane Krillia, how's he looking? He's got that Ags up, but no BKB, no Blink. So he's looking to bring the heroes to him. Smoke comes through from the side of Navi, though. You can see at the top 4 heroes smoked up. Maybe going for a long rotation marksmanship. Excuse me, the multi-shot being used here from the Drow. Try and take the pressure off to this tier 1. The siege creep is still there. The Treant's moving in now as well. Krilliat's taking the punishment from the tower. So with this, again, Pudge, 2k health. Going to be able to take down this tier 1 tower in the mid lane. And all of a sudden, this smoke from the side of Navi just didn't pay off.
This is now the real test for Navi. Can you keep yourself alive now when the mid lane tower is gone? It opens up so many possibilities for Virtus.pro, and having the clockwork, it means they always have an initiation tools. So many access points now towards the triangle as well. So V-Tune is going to be in a lot more trouble.
Yeah, and we've not spoke about Noticed. We can see the odds. Oh, that's so close to even between the two teams. So even EGB not being able to separate the two, being able to separate Clockwork from his life, though. Navi are going to be able to do that.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Noticed because he hasn't been a part of this game. We have literally only seen a Wrath of Nature and him dying that one time in the mid lane. That's about it. Even that wasn't on screen because there was a bigger fight happening on the other part of the map. He just hasn't been able to find anything, but he does have an Aghanim Scepter. So now he's going to be able to help his team keep the enemies in place, and mostly it's for outpushing the lanes. It's about map control for Virtus.pro.
And again, the Entangle coming out, that's just even more control before. How is the Drow looking in terms of, no, it doesn't have a BKB. Oh, hookshot! It doesn't connect, which is a little bit too short away from Lycan. But yeah, being able to bounce around, and now there's going to try and go in the Shapeshift Pudge as well. Blinding Light trying to force them back. And look at this, the Illuminate damage. He might be able to go into the Lesh. The Lesh is going to be punished. The Freezing Field as well. Nicky Cool, he gets taken down, and Notice gets that kill. Ducalis takes down Malady. They are going to be able to get down Lays as well. 3 heroes for Krilliat. And now the 4 staffs can they chase down. It's going to be maybe a 5-man wipe if they can get on top of Sweden Strong. But Sweden Strong, he is tricky. He's going to be able to scurry himself away from danger. He stops with the Bushwhack. Is that going to be the sign? There's not going to be anything to close that gap. But they trade out 4 heroes for a Krillia. And three of them were already dead before the Pudge went down anyway.
Oh man, that was so good for Virtus.pro. It looked very nice for a second for Navi because they silenced the Pudge before he got his flesh heap off, but it only baited Navi even further in, and now Sweden Strong is going to be the 5th casualty of that fight.
I think he was going for the high 5, but he pressed the wrong button and drops his flag instead.
Yeah, maybe. The thing is, that's so bad. That was Navi's time. They get the silence. If the Pudge dies early on, Virtus.pro have to run. They have to run for their lives. But because he survives for so long and Navi's heroes start dying, even the CM ulti kicks in, all of those things, it just changes everything. So maybe if just V-Tune had a little bit more luck in his marksmanship procs, it would have been a complete different story.
Yeah, and you can see that the Pudge, again, wants to go towards, in fact, what did he buy out for? Because he has spent some gold. What's coming in on his curry? It's going to be the Blink. So he goes for the Blink before the BKB. Just be able to get on top of the heroes. And again, everybody in the side of Navi. Well, Nicky Cool's working towards his BKB now. Drow Ranger wants to go back for the Manta. Oh, the hookshot. They've got the chase down. Do they have enough to get the kill to Nicky Cool? Nicky Cool can't get himself away from this. This Manta comes out and they do clean up. At least, did he pick that up?
What?
The Grove Bow. It dropped. I don't know who picked that up.
Jack in the neutrals, and yep, he picked it up and he sent it to the base. Yeah, so it's gonna be fine. Either way, that fight that was lost earlier, that was Navi's time to shine, and they get pushed back. So now it's a little bit of a problem. Now it's Virtus.pro controlling the game it's gonna be for a long time before Navi can get themselves back into it. They're gonna be needing a ton of items, Manta and the shard on the Drow Ranger just to start it off.
Yeah, and the Pudge is gonna come through. There's gonna be the TP away from the Lycan here as well. But look at this ward that Navi have right in front of the tier 2 on the map. You can see it there where the Lycan just TP'd to, so they know roughly where the Lycan is now. And if they want to, they can maybe try and chase him down, run this dog down.
Very deep vision from Virtus.pro. What they're trying to do is know where Navi are moving to, because Virtus.pro are faster to move around the map, right? And then you see them moving to one side, you know that you're going to be getting there in time to kill them. And that's why you have this much deep vision. You don't necessarily need to see Navi, you just need to know roughly where they are, because they cannot collapse onto the heroes as fast as you can.
Yeah, ooh, Krilla. Lycan is close, but Drow Ranger is closer still. And it looks like the VP, they want to group up. Even Koyak could be healed up. The last salve coming through from the shovel here. And yeah, the smoke from VP, who are they going to be able to find? Because Sayush in vision is going to be... No, okay, it's just a sentry. I thought that was an observer that saw Malady behind the trees. So the smoke, not going to be finding anyone just yet. Sayush, though, the hook will be coming in. He connects onto the Hoodwink. Sweden Strong, not going to be the main target, but he will still be picked up. And Grillia gets that hook over, even with the force staff coming out from the Squirrel. And now they even take down Malady. So both supports are being absolutely shut down in this game from on the side of Navi.
Malady has pretty much been a bodyguard, a big brother, as if you wish, for VTune. He is always where VTune is, ready to be smacked down so that his Drow Ranger lives. The thing is that the gold lead is increasing a little bit too much for Virtus.pro right now, even with VTune being pretty much free to farm however much he wants. The 3 cores of Virtus.pro are still doing better than him.
Oh, Nicky, you've got to be so careful about doing that. There's a Pudge with a Blink Dagger, and he doesn't use it this time, but you were alone, son. If you got caught out, Clockwork was nearby as well. Hookshot's only just coming back up, so Nicky, if those spells were there, probably would have been the jump onto the Lesh, because the Pudge, he was looking, he was hungry, and he was ready for his next meal.
You need to make some kind of risks in this game if you're Navi. You know that a straight up fight currently, you cannot win because you cannot get the right jump. So you need to get the items necessary so that you can start those fights. Though when I look at everyone on Navi, no one is buying a Blink. How do they think they can win a fight if they don't catch the Keeper? Like, no Blink being built on the Sven, no Blink being built on the Hoodwink, no Blink on the repertoire currently for the Lesh. This is they're putting themselves in a position where they can't win a fight.
The blinding light, I don't think the Drow Ranger, does he get him? No, he doesn't. Oh, the Drow again, no BKB, no Manta style. The Squadix just using the E-Blade, and the first Illuminate wasn't going to connect, and he knocked him further away with the blinding light. I was just like, okay, yeah, okay, they're going to give up this Drow kill, and then no, Rocky Flare comes out, second Illuminate, and the damage was just enough to pick up the kill onto the Drow.
Virtus.pro pretty much respecting the lore of the Drow. She doesn't like when people get near her. No problem, we're gonna kill you with 0 committal. That just seemed like such an easy kill. There was nothing that VTune could do, and Virtus.pro, you could barely even see any of their heroes.
And now they might even be able to go for more. The rotation coming through from the Clockwork. And do they go into Rush? They are. They're just going to go into the Rush, but they know this Drow Ranger, the 4 seconds he's left dead, you know, they can do a lot of damage. And even then, they probably don't rotate in to try and contest into this Rush.
BKB ready on Lesh. If there was ever a time to go for a fight, it is right here, right now. But even if they were there, the big problem is, how do you start a fight without a single Blink? The answer seems to be you don't. You just let Virtus.pro have whatever they want.
Yeah, and they knew they were safe doing it because VTune moving down towards this bottom lane walked right past this ward that is about to expire. The hook shot comes through. They're going to be able to catch onto Nicky Cool again. There's this member onto Sweden Strong. They're going to be able to get the kill onto now. Hoodwink, and the Sprout comes out as well. Nicky Cool says BKB. What BKB? Because the Sprout keeping him in place. Noticed, able to get that kill there onto the Lesh. He might even be able to go for more. Oh, does he get the TP away Sven? No, the damage, it's going to be enough for the Squadix. He picks up the kill. Even with the TP for Malady, he had the damage to get that one there.
And Navi, the second they lost that fight close to the enemy triangle, they stopped making plays around the map, and they just waited for Virtus.pro to make theirs. And Virtus.pro, I said, there is a chance with this kind of a lineup that you make mistakes, but they haven't made too many of those, you know. They've moved around the map quite fast. They have been able to apply pressure. They have been able to put fear in the Drow Ranger so that she cannot fight that easily, and we are gonna be seeing the odds reflecting it. You know, at this point, Navi, it's looking very much impossible for them to come back into this game.
Yeah, 9-1, and you can see VP nearly straight evens here. The clear favourites at EGB in this second game to take this. And 12k net worth lead, 13k net worth lead in Aegis. You've got the Pudge that looks near unkillable on 3k health with, you know, coming into... He's got that BKB up now. That's going to be a fresh one. How do you realistically get through the side of VP if you're Navi?
You don't. You currently with Navi, you have to farm. The way that they itemized, it is not to just run into a fight. It is not what they're good at. They need to farm, they need to push out the waves, they need to delay. That's what their items give them. Maybe this drum of the Sven, you could say, okay, it's gonna allow you to go for that bonus kill, but not when you are this far behind. You're not getting a single one.
No, and look at this. You can see that Koyak, he's just so confident that he's moving away from the rest of the team. In fact, they're even going to be able to find out Maldi now as well. Sayush with a point-blank hook shot comes in, Cogs traps him, locks him down, and Sayush gets the kill.
So much damage.
They can go for more. The Glepnir now. Nicky Cool, he doesn't want to use that BKB just yet, so he gets caught in the Glepnir. And the chase out from Krilliat. There's going to be the multi-shot. Sharpshooter onto the Pudge, but the Pudge says, break me. It doesn't even affect me here. 3k health, and what are you going to do about it?
It's very hard to break a flab of fat. You know, it's a tough one, and he just stands his ground. Nothing that Navi can do about it. They're lucky that they only lost Malady, and really Malady has had such good positioning in this game for him to be the one to die. You know, it's weird to say for a 0 and 8 hero, but this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to be the one getting all the hate.
Yeah, now the jump comes in. They're going to get the Dismember Split Earth, so the Pudge not using the BKB just yet. He will not be able to get the kill onto Sweden Strong. But again, just letting him know he's there. Maybe just giving him a warning shot.
I really like what Lace is doing. He is making sure that the bottom lane is at least somewhat pushed out, because you don't want to allow your last outer tower to fall. If you ever get to a point where you would get your initiation items, where you would get something that's going to allow you to win a fight, it's going to be around this tier 2. So with him hiding in the trees, it might be possible in the long run.
Yeah, but you can see that the rotation coming out from Notice, just trying to deep push this lane, using the treants as well to take the creep aggro. So Laze, does he want to try and run him down? As you can see that Notice, both offlaners here, just trying to do the best to try and duel around this bottom lane.
Notice has an Aegis because he has been part of the action so much and he needs the extra life.
True. And now they get the kill onto Nicky Cool. He is dead, no buyback. 45 seconds. BKB just got delivered for the Nature's Prophet here now as well. Australia, he's still got his own BKB. He doesn't get a drag back onto the hook just yet, but tier 3, it's being punished. It's being taken down, and it's so close to going down. But it looks like they're going to TP. Did he get the vision off? Lace, he's going to be spotted here now as well. Sprout comes out, it's going to block his path. And even the TP and the boost to travel onto the tree, and Lace gets locked down. Krilliat with a quick response. They get the kill onto the Lycan.
And finally, they've dealt with him. I thought the move from the Lycan, it was actually very good. Not to TP to the base and stay on the bottom lane, but there was another nice deep ward coming out from Virtus.pro. They spot him, and this time around, they're going to be bringing the numbers to kill him.
The hook comes in, and Sweden Strong goes down. And the Hoodwink, he's just getting, I mean, less than 1500 health every time Krilliat gets on top of him. Just gets blown up and eaten alive here by this Dismember.
It's just a very squishy hero, and the second he gets hooked, we can assume that he's gonna go down, right? The only reason he survived earlier is because the Pudge's Dismember got cancelled by the Split Earth, and he gets forced out by himself. But that's the second you get hooked, no one is there to help you. It's over.
And now this tier 2 tower on the bottom, it's going to go down. This is going to open up the entire base here on the side of Navi. No tier 2 towers remain. Roche is going to be at least 2.5 minutes away. Do you think that VP wait this out? You know, because they're not really in a rush to end the game. You know, look to throw away the lead they have. Do you expect them here just to hang back, farm through the jungle, take away the farm away from Navi, and look towards that next Roche?
Yes, more deep wards. Navi this is kind of the point for Navi where you have to go for desperation smokes. That's what they do. But desperation smokes very rarely work out well, and they almost never if not never work out with a hero like a Drow. Because with a Desperation Smoke, you are not the one choosing where to fight. You're not the ones that have better vision. You're just the ones that have the element of surprise. And for Navi's lineup, that's not really much.
Yeah, you can see the difference. It's 21k net worth lead here. The Nature's Prophet right at the top with Squadix onto the Kotl as well. The difference between the two carries, it's only about 2k, but the fact that the difference between the two carries is only 2k and there's a 21k net worth lead difference for VP, it just shows how far ahead the rest of the cores are on the side of VP to their counterparts.
Like, I was the same net worth as the enemy carry, so, you know, I deserve to win. Maybe that's going to be his train of thought. But yeah, Navi aren't looking too great. They need to retake their jungle, but they're just going to be running right into Virtus.pro.
Yeah, look at this. Cyrus just comes in point blank hook here onto Maldi. They're going to be able to get a kill onto this fence. Sharpshooter, but he's still going to be locked in the cogs. Crillia on the back line, getting that dismember off the hook now as well. B-Tune's already away, and Nicky Cool, can he run himself away from this with the BKB going? Crillia could have taken some damage, but lazy's in with the wolf form. The bushwhack, it stops the freezing field. They might be able to turn this around. The multi-shot now as well. Split Earth, the damage though, is it going to be able to get through Crillia? Crillia, the dismember's going to be cancelled off. Squadix, he comes in, he takes down Nicky Cool. The buyback comes out from the Sven now as well. So they're looking to try and get some more out of this, but VP, they've already got a good couple of kills. So they're going to be looking to disengage. All three cores on the side of VP still alive.
It doesn't get much better than that for Navi, and they still don't manage to kill a single core. You know, like, that is the moment when, you know, the epic music starts playing and you're like, yeah, we can do it, let's go, you can do it. But no, they just don't have enough damage. That's it. V-Tune had to get out of that fight. When you look at his items, he doesn't really have any damage dealing items currently, and for a Drow it's usually not a problem if you can get the hits in. But if you're only hitting with multi-shot, you need to have more items to really be able to do anything.
Yeah, and Clock being a brave little toaster there as well. He TP'd to the outpost that was currently being reclaimed with no vision apart from the heroes that were reclaiming the outpost. And for all he knew, when he completed that TP, he could have been ganked off and killed. So, yeah, Clockwork playing fast and loose there.
I mean, he understands. I give vision, I go in. It's the rest of my team that does the rest. If he doesn't allow Navi to get the right jump on one of his important heroes, he has done his job already. And I mean, Clockwork, he actually has a lot of ways to survive, even if he goes super deep. So there's really no reason for Sayush not to be super aggressive in this game whenever he sees an enemy.
Yeah, Roche 25 seconds away, and Sayush, he was alright just sitting in the pit, you know, playing that living ward. The scan does come out from the Dire, and it doesn't actually go back to green before the scan fades. So maybe Navi thinking Roche is going to be up. There's going to be the smoke out, but on high ground, the waiting smoke's going to break. Nicky Cool on the front lines. Brilliant. Do they see it? Do they get the vision? He's going to go for that blink away. And now Sayush backing him up, but he can turn around the hook shot. Bushwhack's not going to connect the onto the Clockwork. The big man's back though in his pit.
You can just wait it out if you're Virtus.pro. Good thing is that Navi, they did get the outpost, so this is something they should be playing around. But still, the lanes are going to be dealt with by the Nature's Prophet. It's just going to be spamming the Wrath of Nature, and then Navi are going to have a choice: run into the enemy or go back into the base, and none of those options is good.
Yeah, the Lycan does have the shard, so the waves do push out with the summon wolves. You know, it's just on that random wave, that random lane. But like you excuse me, like you say, 60 seconds on the Wrath of Nature. Every time that wolf shows up to contest onto the creeps, you can just pop it, you can just push it out, or like every second wolf, I guess.
Man, Noticed is the real carry. I mean, when I look at his items, Gleipnir, Aghanim Scepter, AC, BKB is going for a Nullifier. He wants to make sure that the Force Staffs don't change anything, because Force Staffs are pretty much the only reason that V-Tune has been surviving some of the fights. If there's no Force Staffs, he's just gone, and that's what's going to happen once the Nullifier comes out.
I like the itemization on the Crystal Maiden as well. Going for the double Wraith Bands, because usually you used to see the Crystal Maidens go for the double braces for the extra health that it offered. But the double Wraith Bands for that armor, he's got the Ghost Scepter as well, just to throw out on himself in case he does start being right-clicked down by the Drow.
Or he wins against the Lycan units as well. He uses his ulti and just doesn't die. That is a Crystal Maiden with a lot of armor. You know, even when his armor gets reduced by the Howl, he still has like 12 of it. So 32 with the Freezing Field.
So let's see, both teams, they are posturing around this Roche. There isn't any racks being taken down just yet, so there's no lanes that do push in. In fact, again, with the Wolves, the lane should be pushing out for the side of NAVI. Every so often, notice inside the pit, if you want to try and make something happen here.
Lash has a
NAVI
blink, finally.
smoked up, yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is
Let's see
under
what they can do.
attack.
Lash is in the
Finding
pit.
an angle.
The bushwhack Koyak, though, is going to come out with a BKB. The hook, it misses. Sweet and strong. Oh, by the fur on his hide, the miss gets missed by that hook. Roshan about halfway done. That's going to be Koyak's BKB, though. That's down for the next 80 seconds or so.
Dire's bottom
Oh man, to me it looked like that hook connected. I don't know how that missed really, but yeah, he does get himself out with the sharpshooter there, pushing himself back. It looked for a second like he was gonna get snatched either way, but he does get himself out. Now Navi finally with the blink on Nikki Cool, they do have some kind of initiation. They're walking just into the pit.
They're just getting, well, it's on half health. They're
DD
going to try and get
Drow.
themselves in, but the pull away. Malady, the Crystal Nova comes out. They might be able to take the kill. They will be able to take the kill once it's fair. But now, oh, the shard, it's still in the pit. They get the Aegis, they get the most important part, and now they're going to try and get themselves away here. The double damage run onto Vichu, and Vichu, does he have the damage? He's going to be able to get the kill onto Sayush. Notice, though, Dismember comes out onto the Lycan. He's going to be played around. He's going to be Dismembered. The freezing field, but he's going to be out of range. Lays, though, still gets killed off. Sweden strong. And the buyback from the Clockwork. Shard's still in the pit. Does anyone check? Gem on the deck as well.
Let's see, the Collis. Is he gonna check? No, he doesn't care. No one cares. That is actually a pretty solid one for Navi. Even though you lose the fight ultimately.
The courier. It's been seen. Is it going for the... The courier can pick up the shards, right? Sorry, I
Yes,
interrupted
but
you. I just got it. I got excited.
Couriers can't see in the pit actually, so I think not.
True.
But
Well-
we'll see. It's not that bad for Navi overall. They have the Aegis, and most importantly, Virtus.pro don't have an Aegis. That is, you've bought yourself some time here if you're Navi.
Yeah. I'm just watching the courier fly around, just trying in the pit, just not able to pick anything up yet because there is no vision in that. So the next team to walk in, I mean, Navi probably know it. Obviously, Navi know it's still there, or the possibility of it still being there. They just can't get out of the pit to the pit to pick it up.
Can you find a lore explanation why couriers don't see in the Roche pit?
Because it was cheap and it was a great way to use your couriers later on to scout out the any.
That's not the
engagement
lore way. That's not the lore reason. That's a that's you using facts, you know, in reasoning.
Magic.
Anyways.
It's don't have to explain shit. It's just magic.
Okay. Either way, Navi, they're gonna be confined in their base with an Aegis. Imagine how VTune feels right now. He has 2 lives and he can't use it, but delaying the game is very important. Once you get the Silver Edge, the damage output of the Drow increases significantly. So that is when you can start ripping through the heroes. And man, I'm just not seeing, I'm only seeing this one Blink Dagger and I really don't like it. Navi are not playing to win. That's how it looks to me from the item choices.
What would you... I mean, it looks like the Drow Rangers are going to be going towards the Silver Edge. Would you prefer here, the Sven going towards the Force Staff, would you prefer that Blink to come out for him to get the initiation out with a Stormhammer?
Yes, for sure, for sure. The way that you want to fight the start is Drow Ranger attacks. They are going for the Drow. Sven jumps in before they can get on top of her, because now with the Nullifier, he's not going to be able to get out with VTune. That's how you want it. And BKBs, you know, it's way too easy to react to the Lash stun. To a Sven with the Blink, it's not that easy, or a Hoodwink with the Blink.
Yeah. Pudge as well with the Shiva's Guard, so it's going to offer some extra armor, and the jump in, the slowdown potential now to get on top of the VTune. Does he want to go? So she's going to be close. The Bushwhack comes out. They're going to be able to catch up with the Clockwork Force Staff, though. He's going to be kept alive for a little bit longer. Even the Centaur going to get involved, but do they get killed? Sorry for the Force Staff. He's going to live. He's going to live. He is the boy that lived here. And now he's still got that hookshot revealed, though. He's going to be able to come in. And they get the jump onto the Drow. That's the Aegis gone. It's 3 heroes, 3 other heroes dead here. They've got the Dismember, the damage VTune. Do they have the damage to take him down? VTune the hook? They don't. They're displaced with the TP. And Koyak not using that Dismember.
Well, it's still gonna be a game over here. Navi, they don't have the resources. They don't have a way to start the fight. Virtus.pro, they're way too far ahead currently, and they don't even need that Aegis. V-Tune's damage is nowhere near sufficient to kill any of the important heroes in Virtus.pro, so this game is over here.
And you can see them, yeah, marching through, taking the base down. They're going to be able to take this lane of Brax. And all the ultimates are starting to come back up as well. Freezing field about 40 seconds away. It looks like they don't want to overcommit and throw it. You know, they've got a 37k lead, but they don't want to throw this game away. So they are going to be going towards this bottom lane as well. Maybe just looking to take the megas before they look to end. But one more team fight and one more winning team fight for VP. They're just going to be able to end the game.
I mean, why risk it if you win this one? Potentially you're playing tiebreakers for the major if Hellraisers lose the next series that they're gonna play. So there is really no reason for you to make any kind of a rash move if you're Virtus.pro right now. Navi cannot leave their base. There is absolutely no way that Navi wins leaves the base and wins the fight, right? The only way that Navi wins a fight is in their base. If the enemies are coming on the high ground, V-Tune is attacking for a very long time, and then you win it. Even in that scenario, it's next to impossible. But if you just play it slow, you cannot lose this game. It's just not gonna happen.
And Rocket Flare coming through onto the top lane here. V-Tune just maybe worried about any aggression coming out, just immediately goes for the 4-staff back to the high ground. Meanwhile, smokes come through, they're going to be able to take the jump. Nicky Cool though, the BKB comes out, does it go? Dismember comes through, and now with this wrath of nature, the stuns, they're going to be able to take down Nicky Cool. And can they go even further onto this push, being 4-staffed away from the danger? Lay's trying to right-click down onto Sayush though. Sayush has used that hook shot, and V-Tune having to balance. No, but he's still get the hook back. He's still got the drive back even after the Manta style comes out. Sweden Strong trying to do what he can with the sharpshooter. They get the Hex, they get the lockdown onto the Drow, and even Ducalis just moving himself in with the BKB on the Crystal Maiden. Doesn't have the mana for the freezing field. It doesn't matter, they're going to clean up anyway. And this is going to be game number 2 going the way of VP.
I don't know if you looked for a second there on the HP of Navi's heroes. They were all on like below 100 HP.
Yeah.
They're all just dead, wounded. You just need to poke them and they'll fall over. And yeah, this is the last hurrah for Navi in this series.
Yeah, the Rocket Flare's coming through. There's going to be another hook shot now available to them. The mana's still not there for the freezing field. The hook shot's going to miss. But this should just be Nagas. The Frostbite comes out. Melody's going to be locked down. The Glenir as well for that extra through. And Melody tries to get himself away. Sweden Strong as well. Just bouncing himself around. But it looks like DP, they're going to be able to come in and clean up. And yeah, Sayush just comes through. V-Tune, no BKB for the next 30 seconds here. And the damage onto the base, it's just going to be overwhelming from the side of Navi. They might be able to get the kill onto Sayush. But what else can they do? Because I mean, Cool gets dead for the next 30 seconds as well, so maybe not over just yet. They're going to be able to get into Squadix. Squadix here with the E-Blade, trying to keep himself alive. But do they have any lockdown? Do they have the damage? They have that pushback. They get the kill while it's happening. The base, though, it will be under attack.
You know, good fight for Navi. Maybe. Just maybe a little bit too late, but either way, they still keep themselves in it. They don't want to let it go so easily. You know, if you lose this one, best case scenario, you are fighting to stay in Division 1. Sorry, but if you win this one, you win the next series, you don't have to play the tiebreakers. Tiebreakers can be nerve-wracking, so Navi, they don't want it. Though the reality says that there is a 99% chance that they will play it either way.
Yeah, Roche gets planted his flag outside the Roche pit. He even walks in, he sees the free shard, he just says thank you very much, I'll take that.
Look at the DPS meter. Look at the DPS meter, like from WoW. That looks so cool.
That's a really nice touch. But yeah, Nature's Prophet just running the damage in this game so far, it looks like.
Yeah, Sven is not gonna be invited to raids. He's a tank that died 12 times, and as a DPS, he just sucks, you know, not geared too well.
Notice, you can see that he's just continuing to farm. You know, the Pudge Goliath in the jungle just continuing to farm. Find the next item, the refresher coming out for the Pudge, so that's going to be there in the next couple of seconds. Item-wise, alright, it's Megas. What can Navi do? Do they just keep Nicky Cool in the base? Look to get him the Boots of Travel so he can help out the team, TP onto the Lycan Wolves, and otherwise just keep him in the base to push this one out.
I would buy the travels in this game for sure. I mean, it's a necessity when you're playing against Megas, especially when you have something like a Lycan on or a Beastmaster. It does allow you to have some potential for a play. But then again, he might know that the end is coming, and in that end, the Boots of Travel won't really help him. So that's why he goes for a plate ban. It seems like Navi think they're not winning this game in the next 5 minutes. If they're winning it, it's gonna be in okay, poor Malady, but it's gonna be in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, if he is really the tank, blame the healer for not keeping him topped up there. And V-Tune, he needs to get himself out. He's going to be caught. The Lincoln Sphere does get broken. He gets rooted out. Glimmer Cape, though, and a reveal. Does the Clockwork Rocket Flare? It doesn't. He's not level 20, so he doesn't have that true sight reveal there on his Rocket Flares.
Now getting some nice stand there from the Solar Bind, so I'm going to be happy with that one. Looking good, but either way, it's not looking good for Navi overall. They are... their buybacks, they're not even saving them. They understand that they're so far behind that any little item is gonna help them quite a lot.
Yeah, and now they're going to be moving themselves into the third Roshan here, VP, and when they get this Aegis, they're going to have a cheese another refresher as well. They could just look to win the game because they do have buybacks. They could, buybacks are a resource in this game. If your opponents don't have them, and you do, you can throw yourself at the enemies. If you trade off 1 for 1 for 1 for 1 for 1 for 1, and you've got buybacks, all of a sudden it's it might be a 4 versus 1. Even if Navi look to win the fight, you buy back, you get yourself and you wipe them afterwards, and you can look to win the game that way.
It was a refresher Roche, and I won't give it to the Crystal Maiden. Has a BKB, has a shard. Imagine this 15 seconds of BKB and the freezing field going all the time there as he's moving, or he can literally destroy Navi.
He doesn't.
I mean, they don't kill him.
He
give him the cheese as well. You give him the cheese. That's the solution.
Carry Maiden.
It's actually such an overwhelming amount of damage, especially when you're level 20. It's stupid how much damage you do.
Yeah, no, that is the one thing that it could do that, but it only has the mana to get the freezing field up twice. Doesn't really have the mana for the shard there as well. So
during the freezing field, as his BKB is expiring, shard actually costs a lot of mana as well.
Yeah. Koyak gets the jumping hook, won't connect here, and it looks like VP, they've had enough of this. They want to get themselves in. Lycan, though, does have that buyback. They have the lockdown onto the Pudge, but the Pudge has that Aegis. He has a refresher. He wants to use the BKB as well. Malady's going to go down. Malady this time doesn't have that buyback. And Nikki Cool caught in the Sprouts. The drag back into the hook. The refresh comes through. The Dismember. They're going to get the lockdown onto the Lesh. And the Lesh is dead 69 seconds. He is going to be gone. Nice for VP as Lays gets himself back into the fight with the BKB. But that's about all of he's got here. And Koyak, he just march ever on towards the tier 4s. They're going to be able to go into the Lycan. Lycan dead for a second time, and it's many minutes. And now V-Tune, hookshot comes through onto the Drow, just keeping him locked down. So it's going to be a free hook onto him. The Dismember comes out. They get the kill, and this is going to be GG.
Yeah, finally they give up. They know they have nothing left in the tank. And Navi, they fought as much as they could, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. There were points in this game, unlike the previous one, where it looked like things could go well. But, after you lose one fight and you completely stop, it shows a confidence problem, or maybe you don't believe in your teammates. So I'm not happy with Navi's performance overall in the DPC. We'll see how they do against Namiga, but when you look at the names of the players, I still expected much more from them. Virtus.pro were kind of for me, a possible redemption arc for them, at least to show something in the game, but they were mostly helpless for this game, or the series as well.
Yeah, and that puts Virtus.pro in a very, very nice position. They've done all they can. They're going to be 4-3. That's how they end the Tour 1 in the DPC, which means that not only are they safe, they're going to be contesting Hellraisers. If Hellraisers lose this next series to Darkside, there will be a tiebreaker between the two teams to see who moves on to the major. But Darkside, on the other hand, they could potentially be fighting for their lives, because Navi, if they do pick up that game against Amiga, all of a sudden you've got 3 teams on 2 wins. And Darkside one move, Navi, they could be dragged into Navi, they want to be winning that game against Namiga. They want to be going to those tiebreakers, because if they lose, to Namiga, that's it. Navi and Namiga are down.
Yep, and Namiga are going to be looking to do so because they have to protect their pride, right? Losing every single series, you're not going to feel too good about this. They did win some of the games, but mostly they haven't been looking good. So they're going to be trying to win that 100%. They're not gonna take it easy. So Navi, man, after this loss, and considering that it was a hard loss as well, they're going to have their work cut out for them to stay in this in Division 1. It's not going to be a easy road ahead.
No, it absolutely is not. The next series is going to be Hellraisers versus Darkside. Any thoughts before we, end here and hand over to Gary and Trent? Any thoughts on this next series?
If Hellraisers win, this is going to be like the first time during this Eastern European DPC that I'm hyped for a team going to the major, right? Because for Bad Bull and Team Spirit, I expected it, but now Hellraisers, they were always a question mark for me, and they've been looking super solid. So if they win, I'm gonna be quite happy for them. If they lose, however, I'm gonna be quite happy for us that they're gonna be playing against Virtus.pro. But then again, Hellraisers are coming in as the favorites. There is very low chances for Darkside considering how badly they played in their last couple of series. At the start of the season, I think it would be close, but now at the end of it, Hellraisers looking better and Darkside worse than at the start.
Yeah, and that is going to be it for the day for us. There is another day worth of Eastern European action, at least one more day to come. It's going to be Navi versus Namiga tomorrow and Team Spirit versus Bedboom. But for now, we're going to be taking a break as we say goodbye and we hand it over to Gary and Trent, who are going to be taking you through this final series of the day to see if Hellraisers can they secure their place to the major, or Darkside, are they just going to upset everybody's day or everybody on the side of Hellraisers' day and try and keep themselves safe from that relegation tiebreaker series. We are going to be taking a quick break and we'll be back with that third and final series, guys, right after this.